I went from 0 to 11,000 followers and over 11 million views in less than 30 days on a brand new Instagram account I just started, all while spending less than 15 minutes a day making content. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact systems, tools, and the 5 things that I did differently than most people do when they're starting a brand new Instagram account. Now, anybody can follow these methods. You don't need special gear, you don't need to purchase a course, you just have to do a few key things correctly and consistently to make something like this work. So the first thing you need to understand is what makes and breaks every single video. And that thing is something that you've probably heard time and time again, but the hook. The hook is 90% of the work. And if you have a great hook, if you record a great hook, if you find a great hook inside of a video that you've already shot, 90% of the work is done for you. Now there's 3 types of hooks you have to nail. And you can do any one of these and you can still have a video go super viral, but if you stack all 3 together, you're always going to get better results than if you had just done one by itself. We have the verbal hook, which is what you say, the written hook, which is the text that you put on screen at the beginning of your video, and the visual, which is what they see. Now, you could swap out the verbal hook with an audio hook, for example, if your video has something that's audibly very attractive about it, but for 9 out of 10 people, it's going to be the verbal hook. Now, Instagram has actually told us the most important metric that they look at for whether or not to continue promoting your video, and that is skip rate. And skip rate is the percentage of people that skip your video within the first 3 seconds. And if you have a very, very low skip rate, your video is going to do exponentially better than something that has a high skip rate. So generally, the lower your skip rate, the better. You can see here in a video that did 2.7 million views that the skip rate was lower, around 22%. Now, the other metrics were pretty good as well, but the skip rate is the main thing I want you to look at here. Whereas other videos I posted like this one here that only got 3,000 views, my skip rate was 65%. Now, I've found to be a viral or a very good skip rate is anything under 20%. So all this is just to say, you need to make those first 3 seconds of your video as engaging as humanly possible. And if you're not stacking those 3 hooks together, every time at bare minimum, you're not doing the simple things to make your first 3 seconds of your video hyper engaging. In this video here, we have 3 distinct versions of those hooks. We have how not to die in a fire, which is universally applies to everyone. No one wants to die in a fire. And the verbal hook in this video was the person in this room lived and the person in this room did not. And I pointed to each one of those rooms. And then obviously the visual hook here is a very, very stark difference between a room that's been burnt to a crisp and a room that seemingly hasn't been affected by a fire at all. So all these 3 hooks put together create a very potent series of questions in the viewer's mind before the first 3 seconds. What happened to these rooms? Why are they different? How do I not die in a fire? There are a bunch of questions that need to be answered to satisfy the viewer. Now, a couple of cheat codes here. 1, green screen. If you look at almost all of my videos that went viral, every single one of them utilized green screen. So green screen is the effect where you have a video or an image behind you that is playing or that is visually engaging that you can point to or talk about while you're yapping. And in every single one of my videos that went viral, I had some kind of green screen video or image behind me. Again, this takes no effort. It's very easy to do. Another cheat code is focusing on contentious topics. So pick a topic or a subject or a news headline or something that has 2 clear sides that maybe are opposed to each other. One of my videos is about a tool company called Snap-on. When I was a mechanic, there was the Snap-on crowd and there was everyone else. There was the people who paid a bunch of money to buy the name brand Snap-on tools, and there was everyone else who would buy the budget tools from Home Depot or Harbor Freight. These 2 groups of people are always arguing about who has better tools. So it was a very easy way for me to engage an audience that was already contentious with each other. Anytime you can engage 2 audiences at once that are potentially opposed, your video is going to do better. And as much as I hate to say it, negative spin at the beginning of a video will oftentimes outperform positive spin. It's just the case. If I were to start a video with, these are the ways McDonald's is good for you, that's not gonna get as much spin as, this is how McDonald's is killing you every time you eat there. One of those hooks is gonna be more engaging than the other, and most of the time it's gonna be the hook with the negative spin. Number 2, using AI to do the hard part of filming the video. And the hard part is not filming it. That's what everybody gets wrong. Don't use AI to generate your videos. Use AI to generate a slew of hooks that you can use to make great content. I use an AI agent in ClickUp to take a hook or a figment of an idea or a solid idea that I have and create a bunch of fill-in-the-blank hooks for me, and I can just fill out a few and then pick one that I like the best. So all I have to do is go into my ClickUp and add an idea for a video and put it in the ready for agent status. And what it does is it takes that idea and it creates a doc for me of all of these different high-performing hooks that is pulled from other videos. So all I would have to do is go into a doc like this, find a few hooks that I like, and then fill in the blanks. And once you have a great hook written, the rest of the video will kind of write itself. There are things that you know about that maybe not a lot of other people you know about. Whatever your job is, whatever your hobby is, there are people that don't know what you know. So when you create a fill-in-the-blank hook list like this, it helps you flesh out the ideas that you might not have had. You're just filling in the blanks and then continuing the story. Use a system like this to help you make hooks, and 90% of the work will be done for you. Now, you don't have to use ClickUp and an agent to build the hooks like this. It's just the easiest way for me to organize my ideas. But if you do like this and you want to copy it, the link to how to set this up is in the description. Now, number 3 is just a gimme, but it was a huge unlock for content for me when I decided I was going to do this 30-day challenge. Your Notes app on your iPhone is the most powerful content creation tool that you have. And I'll say this again, you know more than you think you do. You have unique experiences or common shared experiences that other people have that they would enjoy hearing about. I know you have the shower thoughts and you have the ideas when you're driving in your car or when you're going for a walk, and it's an idea for content, but you never write it down, or it's an idea for something that you realize that you thought was cool, but you never wrote it down, or maybe something your dad taught you when you were a kid that you've never seen anybody else do before. Those are all gold mines for content, but if you're not writing them down, when you go to film, you're just gonna draw a blank about what you should be making content about. So literally what I do now is as soon as I have an idea, or I see a video that I really like, or the hook is really strong, I immediately just open my Notes app and I just write it into my Notes app. And then I will take that and make those tasks in ClickUp so the agent can make the hooks for me. But it all starts with writing down good ideas. As soon as you hear them or as soon as you think about them, get in the habit of just writing things down. Little snippets of hooks, little snippets of ideas. Put it in a notepad every single time you have the idea. This will change how you make content. I would not have been able to make content for the last 30 days if I wasn't doing that. Just no chance. Now, I need to break a myth that so many content creators are falling victim to. The algorithm does not care what you are making content about. It doesn't care who you are making content for. It only cares if the content is engaging and keeps people watching. Until you have like 10 million followers, 99.99% of your views are going to come from people who have never seen you before. Even my most popular videos are all 99% views from non-followers. Less than 1% of my views are from followers. So what does this mean? You can make content about whatever you want. Worry about niching down later. Worry about perfection later. Just worry about making engaging content, whatever that's about. Your audience and the algorithm will tell you what it wants from you. If you make 100 videos and each video is about something completely different and 5 of 100 of those videos do well, congratulations. The algorithm has now told you what it wants you to be making content about. You can make content about whatever you want. Don't listen to anyone who says, oh, you're making content about technology, you need to stay on technology. Or you're making content about cooking, you need to just make content about cooking. I went from making content about how to boil an egg to skydiving to tool reviews, back to making content about boiled eggs, to making content about how to survive a fire. Not a single one of these pieces of content are related by any means. They are just good, engaging pieces of content. So if you have a good idea for content, don't worry that it's not in your niche. Film it and post it. Number 4 is busting another myth that content creators fall into, and that is reposting similar content over and over again. Hear me when I say this. If you have a video that does exponentially better than all your other videos, you need to keep extracting views out of that content until it stops working. It will not hurt you. Because like I said earlier, 99% of the views on your video are coming from people who have no idea who you are and do not follow you. So if you make content about the same topic 3 videos in a row, the audience on those 3 videos are 3 different audiences. The person that saw video 1 is not the person who saw video 3, is not the person who saw video 2. You will not hurt yourself by making or rehooking the same content over and over again. As an example, these 3 videos about how to boil an egg are almost the exact same video. The only difference is on this video right here, I noticed everyone in the comments was arguing about how long I boiled an egg. That was the reason that people were running to the comments and engaging with that video. So what did I do? I remade the exact same video, except I cut out the part where I said I boil it for 13 minutes and I said I boil it for 15 minutes. And that made people even more angry and they started commenting even more. And then I made another one where I said, hey, boil it for 18 minutes. And I just recut that video and pulled out the part where I said I did it for 13 minutes and said I boiled the egg for 18 minutes. And that video did 1 million views. And that was the sweet spot where people thought the video was cool because it teaches you how to boil an egg in a different way. But they stayed and they went to the comments and they engaged with the post because of that one little piece. And all I did was use Instagram trial reels to repost the exact same content in 3 different ways, and it got me millions of views. And it did not hurt my engagement, it did not hurt my audience, it did not hurt my follower count. All it did was help me. You need to take what works and keep using it until it stops working. And if you do have a video start to pick up traction, pay attention to the comments, because the comments are where people are actually going to tell you why they are watching the video. I thought people were watching my video because they thought I was boiling an egg in a cool way, but they weren't. They were watching the video because they thought it was absurd that I boil my eggs for 13 minutes. And that's how I knew to recut the content and change that one piece. So pay attention to your comments. Your audience will tell you why they're watching. Now, number 5 is the most important one. You have to commit to a cadence, and come hell or high water, you must stick to that cadence. If you decide you're going to post every single day, you must post every day no matter what. If you're committing to posting once a week or twice a week or 3 times a day or 3 times a week, whatever it is, decide how often you're going to post and keep that consistency no matter what. Every single video of mine that went viral took less than 15 minutes. And my most viral videos were literally posted last minute out of desperation because I couldn't think of what to post, but I'd committed myself that I was going to post every day. This video right here was a video I pulled from my camera roll on a night where I was putting my daughter to bed. I had nothing to post. I had nothing shot. I couldn't think of what to do. I was exhausted, but I was going to commit to posting. So I pulled a video from like 3 years ago when I was working as a mechanic that I thought was kind of funny, and I just posted it. Now, it didn't do exceptionally well, but it did do 5,000 views, and it got me a few comments. Now, you can look at that and say, oh, that only did 5,000 views, but some people can't get 5,000 views on a video if they're trying their hardest. The egg video, I couldn't think of what to post. I was walking around my kitchen literally looking for things to talk about, and I saw my thumbtack on my counter that I used to poke holes in my eggs. And I was like, you know what? A lot of people don't know that you can do this. So I'm gonna make a video about eggs. Like, it doesn't matter what you post. It matters that you post. Please hear me when I say this. My most viral videos have been when I was least prepared to post, and it took me around 10 minutes because that's all the time I had to shoot, edit, and get it posted before I had other crap I had to do. The cheat code is being consistent. That is the great differentiator between everyone that tries to do content and everyone that does content. The real secret sauce to all this, the thing that will make you blow up, is capturing the good ideas when you have them and being ruthlessly consistent and not making excuses about not posting. If you have a day where you post a video saying, here's my video for the day, I saw a worm on the sidewalk earlier when I was doing my walk and it made me think about why do worms always come to the surface when it rains outside, and you post it. If that's all you can post, that is still better than not posting. You can suck at creating content, but you have to show up for yourself, because if you're not consistent, no matter how many of these things that you do right, you will not blow up. Hopefully you found this video helpful and you will go out and start making content consistently. If you disagree or if you've had a different experience, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.